All right, guys, here is the framework of FATC lead gen. It is called rapid fire testing. Now, how we came across this was we were working with coaches and people selling online courses, and we would put all this time and effort and resources into building out these really cool funnels, and then we would go live with them, put some ad spend behind them, and the data would tell things weren't working, so we'd end up tweaking things, and sometimes it was even the messaging or the offer, the actual lead magnet. And the funnel, a month or two in down the track, would often look nothing like what we initially launched. So we started to think like there has to be an easier way to validate this offer or the messaging or the audiences before we go and build out all these insane email sequences and everything like that. And this is when rapid fire testing came into play. So we were using this for coaches, and the way you rapid fire test with coaches is very, very different. You use lead ads with that kind, and also e-commerce is totally different. It uses post-engagement objective. But we rolled this out with lead gen as well. Now, the whole premise is that you are validating their audiences, you're validating their offer, and you're validating the creative before you go and build out all of these massive, landing page funnels or bot sequences or whatever you're going to be doing for your client. Okay, so the way that it works in lead gen is typically you will have 3 rounds, okay? So the first round is where you're testing out personas. What do I mean by persona? Well, for example, in this membership, you're going to see in this training, we're using a hair salon as an example throughout this entire training, right? I'm setting up a campaign for a hair salon from scratch, an account that has never run ads before. Now, this hair salon operates within a small area in Florida, and you could say the target audience is women between the ages of 20 and 65 or whatever, right? Great, but here's the reality. When you actually think about it, this client, this business has quite a few personas within that main audience. For example, they have brides to be that are, wanting their hair done. They have prom, so people doing homecomings. They have maternity shoots. And then they have, the general public or people that just want to have a girls' night. So there's a lot of personas within that audience, and the creative to target a bride-to-be with an ad about bridal hairstyles or a bridal hairstyle offer will be far more powerful than to target her with a generic get your hair done type of ad, if that makes sense, right? So that's why we want to test out personas. Now, some clients that have already run ads before or that have already done marketing or identified this already know their main persona. And if that's the case, you can skip this stage altogether and go straight to round 2, which is where you then test out the offer or the hook. So in the first round, you're basically going out using a messenger objective campaign to test out the personas, and you're keeping the creative very generic. So for example, if we go back to our bridal example, you're saying there's no offers in the ad. All it's saying is, hey, Florida brides, if you're planning on getting married and you really want to make sure you look great, reach out to us to find out about our packages. So it's almost straight up direct response. There's no offers in here. And you usually want to budget about $200 for each of these rounds, okay? So that means your client, at the very least, that first month needs to dedicate minimum $600 in ad spend, right? And this rapid fire testing stuff will usually take about 2 weeks. It can take about a week and a half if you're really fast about it, but it takes about 2 weeks. So within 2 weeks, you'll go through about $600 in ad spend, and then you're going to need ad spend, once you've activated that funnel as well. So when you onboard lead gen clients, make sure that they give you at least $1,000 to $2,000 in that first month to play with, okay? Now, in the second round, what we're doing is we're testing out the offer. So, for example, is it that we offer the brides champagne? Is it that if they come in for a test run, one of their bridesmaids gets their hair done for free too? What is the offer that's going to work really well for the brides? Or you even pit that up against a generic, direct response without even a hook or offer to see, does that even work the best? So that's where you test out the offer. Again, you're using a messenger ad here, a messenger objective ad. And that you just need to set the expectation to the client that they need to respond to those messages, etc. Once you've figured out the offer, what you then do is you activate the funnel. So between round 2 and 3, we have what we call funnel activation, where we know now the persona that works well, we know the offer that works well. So now we can build out the landing page or the messenger bot or whatever, maybe it's a lead ad that we're testing out, whatever funnel we're going to test out for this client, okay? And we roll that out, we go live with that. And then in the third round, what we're then trying to figure out is, okay, we have this offer that works well. Now let's try and crack this creative. Let's try to bring this cost per lead down even more by getting a higher click-through rate on our ads. So this part comprises of 3 phases where you will essentially, the first phase is you're testing out the images or the ad format. So you're testing out, do we do a video versus a single image? Which one works best? Do we do a carousel? Then the second round of that, once you've identified the visual part of it, is the headline. Which headline gets the best click-through rate? And then once you've identified the best image, best headline, you then test out the copy. Is it long form copy, short form copy? Do we add emojis in the copy? Which one gets us the best results? At the end of this rapid fire testing, you are going to end up with an extremely streamlined and powerful funnel. And it's almost a rinse and repeat process with round 3. You're constantly testing out new creatives and also audiences as well. So this is what we're going to be doing here. In the next video, I'm going to be taking you through how to set up the first round with your personas.